Hey friends, it's Samara and I'm here with another design team layout, and today I'm going to be using the October 2025 Flavors of the Month kit from Echo Park Ghosts and Goblins. It is so bright. I'm loving these very vibrant colors. And I made a personal challenge this month to only utilize the flavors of the month. So there are no other kits in this particular layout, just flavors. And I love it when I try to give myself a limiting challenge. It kind of brings me back home. I love this black printed cardstock. This is super fun. This came in our kit. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down to 12 by 12. And the photos that I'm using are from a crop that I went to last year that was Halloween themed. And it was so much fun hanging out with the girlies and just acting silly, staying up all night long. We had so much fun. Oh no, I see that one of my one person from my crew is not in that picture. She must have been late that day. All right, so again, all these papers are from the Flavors of the Month kit. And I'm going to start off with this purple paper. I love how it really just sets off the bright orange from the photos. That little sign in my hand says Boo Crew. It was felt. It was really, really cute. All right, so I am not going to completely trim out this photo. I'm going to leave some space off to the side because I am going to be thinking about building a little vignette, so to speak, a little scene off to the sides of the photo, or side of the photo, I should say. So we'll start to get this in place. The other thing throughout this layout, I'm going to be using from my stash things like punches. So I have a little scallop punch that I'm going to use, as well as a little tag punch, and then a circle, not a circle, a corner rounder. Oh my gosh. And I know that you probably have those in your stash as well. So pull them out, figure out how to use them. It's always fun to go back to some of your original supplies. So here we have this little scallop punch, which, oh my gosh, it's such a great little guy. And I often forget about it. So hopefully in the next couple of months, you'll see me utilize my punches a little bit more. They're so easy to use. All right, we're going to just add this to the bottom there. It just creates a nice little border. I love all things stripes. They make me happy. Okay, look at how much fun that is. Like, so much detail with minimal effort. All right, so going to the sticker sheet, here I am. So I am going to be doing two things. I am, for the most part, going to be embracing the white edges, which is really hard for me. But I will trim some of them down just like a tiny bit. But for the most part, I'm going to be using the rounded edges. Edges, I keep saying edges, rounded borders, white borders. My goodness. So here we have this little cauldron, and there's a little broom and a witch's hat, and I thought that was perfect for the witches that I was hanging out with. Just kidding, I'm probably the main witch. I used my powder tool just to take off the stickiness, and then you'll see in future stickers, I don't worry about it too much. So just trimming out a teeny tiny bit of that white border there. It just was a little too much for my liking. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh, love it. They're so incredible. So I'm thinking now, like, what else am I going to add to my little vignette there? And I love that little ghost with his little sign that says "so scary." Because, yes, indeed, we were so scary. All right, more friendly than scary. And I just popped him up. I just popped up the top of his head. So it's like he's like coming out of the cauldron and then like he's coming towards you. I just did a big sweeping arm motion. I'm sure you were not able to see that. Anytime you've seen those fingers tap, I'm thinking, I'm scheming. So here I am thinking about, okay, I'd like to utilize this third paper in here. How am I going to do that? So I elect to trim it out just bigger than the purple piece that I have originally there. And I know that I want it to come up. It's not going to be fit the whole space. It's just going to kind of come up off of the top there, as you can see. So I generally, if I am not following a sketch I've created or a sketch that I have found, this is really how I scrapbook. I just start cutting papers and I don't always have a plan. I know you guys for the last couple of months have seen me have a plan. Well, it doesn't always look like that. So here I truly started with my photos and then built the page around that. So looking at those frames, I'm like, yes, I love to use a good frame just as an additional embellishment. So we're going to tuck that up there behind the photo. It just moves the orange, like we have the orange in the broom, we have the orange from the sign. Those are the primary focal points. Sure, there are additional orange things like the balloons and my friends that are wearing orange, but the ones that stand out are the sign and then, like I said, the orange from the cauldron, the broom, and then now the frame. So then now what we're going to do is by adding this, this little banner here, now we're bringing the green. So right now we have the green at the bottom, we have the green in the witch's hat, and now we're bringing some green up towards the top of the page. And it just helps to balance everything and move your eye around those photos because again, the photos are the most important part. But any details that we add around the photos help make that photo more interesting. I hope that makes sense. So as I'm looking at my layout, it's very much like center, like upper center centered. And so I don't have a whole lot going on at the top or the bottom. So by adding these little strips here, it makes everything look more more intentional, more balanced. It like finishes the page. So we're going to be adding those to the top and bottom. And I'm also going to add a little tiny tag with this white paper. So this white just helps unify the white that's in the papers and the borders. And I'm not going to be using a lot of this white. So as you can see, it's just going to tuck behind there. So just like a little tiny bit of it is going to show through. So we'll just adhere those down. And I left like maybe 1/8 of an inch. You could use more, you could use less, but it really is, like I said, just balancing out that page, just making it look more intentional and complete rather than, oh my gosh, she threw a matted photo in the middle of the page. Like this brings it all together, makes it more cohesive. So I keep returning back to the sticker sheet. So in this particular kit, you get the full 12 by 12 sticker sheet, which is so amazing. And like, look at all the stickers. They're so much fun. So I left that little bat. I didn't love the white border, but you guys, today's layout was about embracing that. So I'm going to roll with it, and you're going to see how I help to unify some of those white borders. And then now at the bottom, I'm creating another little vignette using that little jack-o'-lantern, this little skeleton, and then one of the poison bottles. I was like, how fun is that? So you're just like creating another little story down there. So up top we have like, the witch's cauldron. We have the witches up there. We have the ghost. And then now down below we have the jack-o'-lantern. We've got this poison bottle, and we have this little dancing skeleton. So it just it creates a little story down there. And in all honesty, you can even add like a third little story. Maybe we do have a third story. I think we will. That little bat up there, he's going to be his own little story up there. You can think of them as little vignettes. I'm not very good at making them in my house, but I'm excellent at making them on my scrapbook pages. Upside down tags are just, they're my life. I think that they add just like a dimension. Here I grabbed 2 pieces of twine. I was saying last month how I wanted to make sure that I was using less twine. Well, I went completely on the other end and almost didn't cut enough here. I elected to go with some purple and some orange twine. So again, it matches the colors in the layout. It doesn't have to match exactly, but it goes with it. I did not have enough twine to wrap that around twice, so I went with it, added a little dab of glue on top just to make sure it doesn't unravel, and that glue will dry clear. So I love this, you guys. I don't know if you know, but I'm also a mixed media artist. And once upon a time, I used to draw on every single layout that I completed. So this was fun for me. I grabbed my Jelly Roll white gel pen. I think this is a 08 tip. I'll have to check. It is a 08. And I'm just drawing lines across. My lines are not perfect. People always tell me like, I can't even draw a straight line. I can't either. That's what makes this fun. So I just drew these wavy lines around, and then I'm going to go in and add some additional lines. And then you'll see as we get down later in the video, I'll even add some little dots. So I loved these little stars, and there are stars on that background paper, the black one. You can't really see the stars, but it has like the little white dots and colored shapes. Well, those are stars. So this helps to bring that out a little bit more. We're going to add another little label here. This one says, I think, Mischief and Mayhem. Yes, absolutely. How many of you have ever gone to like an overnight crop, like a retreat? I have so much fun with my girlfriends. We stay up sometimes till like 3 or even 4 in the morning. We get absolutely slap happy. The memories are always so incredible. I love my girls. So adding some more white pen here around those stickers. Those particular stickers did not have a white border, so this just helps to unify everything. And then I'm just going in with some dots. I did get a little too dot ambitious, maybe, but it's okay. It's okay. So just adding some more of those little wonderful little dots in there. And then I'm like, hey, let's add a little tag or something here. So maybe more like a label. So I'm just going to round the edges on one side, and then we are going to slide that in there. So something fun that I want you to notice right here is that This little label is going to go underneath the purple but over the black paper. So again, this just adds interest. It also helps to move that green scallop at the bottom. It moves it up towards the top. So again, all of the things that I'm doing are choices, and in those choices, I am hopefully adding interest to the layout. So again, unifying it with the white pen. All the papers have the white pen. And then I am just going to handwrite October 2024. Unfortunately, it is a little bit light, but I'm not too worried about it. It's fine. All right. And let's grab another little bat. So completing that little vignette at the top there. And then I found this little boo sticker. Oh my gosh, that one's really fun. I wish I had trimmed it out before I put the sticky on the back, but you guys know me. That's really not how my brain works. So we're just going to add a little bit of foam to that, and then we're going to place that. Also, in hindsight, I did like it kind of down a little bit lower, like between the ghost and the cauldron, but that's not where it ends up. Something I'd like you to consider doing this month is losing your perfection. Like embrace the handmadeness, right? So thank you. Enjoy.